Welcome to Spitfire Mods. We're going to make a quick video here on how to program and set up your ACHI IR Pro SC. So what we're going to do, we're going to first take a look at our panels here and see what's programmed into them. Right now our set value on our lower heat, this is our lower heat panel, is set to 200. So we're going to want to make sure that's correct. If 200 is what you're looking for, that's good. If not, you would press the set button and just go up and down until you reach the temperature you want, and then press the set button again. This is the current value, which is the measurement on your thermocouple, and that's pretty much all you need to do for your lower panel. If you press and hold the set button, it's going to go into a much more detailed configuration. You don't want to go in there because there's a lot of settings in there that can change how the unit operates, the ramp rates and things like that. So leaving that simply at programming your heat for the bottom. Now this panel here automatically turns on the bottom heat when you press the start switch. So you really just set it and forget it. Kind of like the turkey roasters. You're going to set the bottom heat, and whenever you run your unit, it's going to be running the bottom heat. So whatever that's set at is what it's going to run for the whole profile. Now this panel here is a little bit more involved. This is your upper panel, your upper power panel. By pressing the PTN button, that's going to give you your partition. Your partition is there's 10 partitions, 0 through 9, and you basically select the partition that you want to program. And then you're going to press set program, and the first thing that's come up is your R1 value. Your R1 value is going to be your ramp rate. So you can set your R1 value. If you've bought profiles with Spitfire Mods, you would have a sheet with all these values written on it. You would set up the partition, say you want this for the Xbox, you would set up the value, then you would go in and program all the values. So let's say your L1 is 90, you're going to go ahead and program that, and then your D1 for your first phase might be let's say it's 100. Now we're just using some roundabout numbers here. If you bought the profiles, you have these values, and you already know what these values need to be. So we're going to go through it and program them up. So that's your dwell time, R2. Now we're on our second stage. This is our ramp rate for R2. It could be 1. L2 would be the temperature, our target temperature. We might want to set that to 130, and then that's the target temperature for the second stage. And then the D time would be for the second stage would be 45. Let's say we want that to be 50. We would set that, and then our ramp rate for stage 3, our target temperature again, which is the L3, and then our dwell time again. So basically you're going to go through here, set all these values, and then you're going to hit a number at the end. Now let's say you have a stage 5. What you're going to do is you're going to hit the up number, and it's going to say step rate or ramp rate, and then you're going to go up and you're going to set that to your next ramp rate. Now what this is going to do is this is going to activate stage 5. So just simply by setting a value on the first setting, it's going to give you the rest of the settings. So now when we hit step, we're going to have our target temperature. If this is high, you're going to hold the button, it'll go real fast, so you want to get ready to stop. And then your dwell time. Okay, so let's say stage 5 is your last one, then you're just going to hit R6 and done, and then you're finished. HB, you're just going to leave that alone, and then you're back to your normal settings. So this is your present value and your set value. Now when you start your profile, you're going to see the set value is going to go there. It's going to actually tell you what step you're in right here. So it'll start with step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and your set value will actually change as it goes through the steps. And what it's going to do is it's going to climb up to that first set point. It's going to dwell there for that period of time that you set in the dwell, and then it's going to climb the rest of the way. So that's basically all you need to know for setting up your panel. None of these other buttons really are used. Your display button will actually tell you toggle through the different things, your set value, MV, which I'm not sure what that's used for. MV, probably mean value. It might be an averaging. And then your time. It'll tell you how many seconds left in your stage that you're at. So while you're running your stage, you'll be able to look at your set value and your time, which are sometimes needed. The outs are actually telling it when to turn the plates on and off. The alarm time usually means when you've reached your target temperature. That'll usually light up. Other than that, you don't use the run program. You're actually going to use your start switch for running the program, which signals the panels to both start. And that's it. So basically you're going to change your partition. Let's say you saved all your partitions now and you want to run partition 1. What you do is you go to partition 1 and you start the machine. So whatever's programmed in partition 1 is going to run. And that's pretty much covers the panels. If the panels aren't working correctly, then you would have an altogether different situation and you should call support. Now one thing I want to show you before we finish is I want to show you what a panel looks like when you have the wrong voltage set. Let's say you hook up your transformer. Now an ACHI IR Pro SC always runs on 220 volts European, which means do not plug it into US 220 volts. It won't work. So you have to get a converter. A converter box is going to look something like these guys over here. So if you don't have one of those, you can't run this machine. So if you don't have one of those, don't bother trying to run the machine. Now what you're going to find out that is, let's say you take this unit and you plug it into 110 volts. We're going to show you what this unit does when powered into 110 volts. We're going to have to slide it over a little bit here. Having trouble reaching. We'll just jump through this box here. Alright, now this is what you're going to see if you run on 110 volts. What you're going to see is this panel works, but this panel's flaked out. It's got a little bunch of stupid numbers there. It's not making any sense. You can't set the value. This is a 220 box. This is a 110 or 220 box. This will run on 110 or 220. So since we're in 110 right now, we're working, but this panel won't because it's a 220 box. So it's only getting half the voltage it needs to work. So that's what that's going to look like if you don't have the correct power. So we just want to point that out. A lot of people don't have a transformer or plug it in the wrong power, and then the unit doesn't work, and they wonder why the panel's not working. Typically what you'll notice is your bottom heat won't work. Your upper heat will work, but your bottom heat won't work. So that's it, and thank you for watching our video, and have a good day.